It is the Lord Yahweh who speaks. I listened to the word of the cows of Bashan. That's supposed to be some sort of image of the, probably is bad translation in English, probably mean matrons of this area. Living on the mountain of Samaria. But what do, these wealthy matrons? They oppress the needy. They crush the poor. They say to their husbands, bring us something to drink. The Lord Yahweh says this, by his holiness the days are coming. Look, you see, Cheryl, I pitched up my belt, and it's already stretched, and it's beginning to say, well, why are you wearing that thing? I paid $100 for that belt, and I don't intend to throw it away. Days are coming when you're going to be dragged out on meat hooks near the breach of the wall, and you'll be driven to Hermon. Now, here it is. You see, this is why I know this is a southern prophet complaining about the north. Everything has been northern symbols. Go to Bethel and sin. So Bethel is an illegitimate shrine for him. Go to Gilgal, that other shrine that we heard about in Joshua. Sin there. Offer your sacrifices and your tithes on the third day. Burn leavened dough as a sacrifice with praise. Announce your voluntary offerings. Make them public. If this makes you happy, sons of Israel. So Israel means the north, the shrine of the north. It is the Lord Yahweh. And Yahweh, the Lord, roars from the south, Zion. And, you know, it is Yahweh who speaks. I keep your rain back with the harvest 3 months. I will let rain fall on the town, and on one town and not another. One field will be rained down, another will be dry, because it is I who send the rain. It's a very odd view of science, I admit, but that's how they thought then. 2 towns, 3 towns will be tottering for water and thirst unquenched. It is I, Yahweh, who speaks, and so on. Look, I did these plagues in Egypt, line 10. Slaughtered the young men with the sword. See, that's a bit different with the sword. While your horses were captured for plunder. I overthrew you as God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Look, he knows Sodom and Gomorrah. He knows that place. So people say Genesis is not an old book. The Wellhausen thesis that it was all written in the 500s in Babylon. That's nonsense, because he knows all of the legends in 700 BC. Unless this is a fake book. Could be. That's for you to decide. But it doesn't sound fake to me. It's just a matter of how, that's no way Eisenman to decide. Well, sometimes that's the only way to decide what sounds unsubstantiated and what doesn't. Look, prepare to meet your God, for it is he who formed the mountains, created the wind. He's the creator God, Yahweh, he who creates. Reveals his mind to man through the prophets. The Yahweh, the God of hosts, the Lord of hosts, that is his name. Listen to this oracle. I speak against you, chapter 5, house of Israel. Again, Israel, 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 Israel. The town which used to put 1,000 in the field was left with 100. The one that used to put 100 was left with 10. Again, more condemnations of northern shrine. Do not seek Bethel. Do not go to Gilgal. Do not journey to Beersheba. Gilgal is going to be exiled. Bethel is going to be brought to nothing. Seek Yahweh and live, or else he will rush like fire, there it is, on the house of Joseph. How did I know it was all the house of Joseph? Well, because I know, and he knows, I know, and that's what he's calling it. The northern area is the house of Joseph, and burn it up with none at Bethel able to put out their flame. So he may like Joseph's story, but he doesn't like Joseph as a nation. It is he who made the Pleiades, the creator God, who turns the dust to dawn, the day to darkness. He summons the waters of the sea, pours them over the land. Really beautiful in the Hebrew, I'm sure it's even more so. Yahweh is his name. He blazes out ruin on strongholds, brings destructions on fortresses, trouble for those who turn justice into wormwood. There it is. That's his major thing. The people who turn justice into wormwood, throw integrity to the ground, hate the man dispensing justice at the city gate. You want to know why Jews have always been interested in social justice? Because it's in the documents. It's in the documents. Now, I'm not saying Jews are perfect or better than any other people. It's just that their culture conserved this particular element that most people don't have passed down to them, except maybe their mom and dad tell them to be good and decent. But it's in the literature, so even a jerk can read it here. In other words, you don't have to have your mom and dad tell you. It's part of the culture. It's in the bones of the culture. Now, some of them don't practice it any better or even worse than others. That's why so many of them are lawyers. Anyway, they hate those who speak honesty. They trample on the poor man, extorting levies. See, it's all the same thing. Those houses you built of beautiful dressed stone, you're not going to live in them. Those precious vineyards you planted, you're not going to drink the wine. I know your crimes are many. Persecutors of the virtuous, blackmailers, these evil times. Here is the whole answer. Seek good, not evil, so you may live. And that Yahweh, God of hosts, may really be with you, as you claim is. Hate evil, love good, maintain justice at the city gate, and may he be that Yahweh, God of hosts, will take pity on the remnant of Joseph. So he started talking about the remnant of Joseph in about chapter 2, right? And he's not done yet, and it's already up to chapter 5. But we've got the message now of what we have here. I'm going to let you take a break in a minute. Let me just read this one other thing. I'll come back to this, just to continue this theme. I hate and despise your feasts, line 21. I take no pleasure in your solemn festivals. When you offer me holocaust, there's a break here in mine. I don't know what the problem is in the text here. I reject your oblations. I refuse to look at your sacrifices of fattened cattle. Let me have no more of your singing. But here's what I want. I don't want your priests. I don't want your sacrifices. I don't want your temples. I don't want all these things. They may be fine and good, but I want justice. Let righteousness flow like water and integrity like an unfailing stream. Did you bring me sacrifice and oblation in the wilderness? Did you bring me sacrifice all those 40 years, house of Israel? Now shoulder Sakut your king. That's in the scrolls in the chapter you were working on for me there. Shoulder Sakut your king and Kaiwan your God, those idols you made for yourselves. For I mean to take you far beyond Damascus, that's in the Damascus document, into exile, saith the Lord. God of hosts is his name. So he's predicting the exile and so on. And he's saying, I don't want temples, I don't want priests, I don't want sacrifices, I want justice, I want righteousness. 20 hours. I'll see you at the 15 minutes or so. I pull my trousers up. Pardon me, you guys. If they fall all the way down, you must forgive me.